Hello, JJ here from Silver Gargoyle Productions. Working on a job, and it's it's a job which I want to kind of show off a little bit. It's for somebody that wants me to do this Land Raider for them. I'm not a fan of line highlighting or strong highlights. Uh, However, if you're looking for that kind of feel, that cartoony kind of feel where you have a lot of contrast on models and your line highlighting is really good, where you take your time, you can actually build that up in multiple layers and then build multiple colors in order to get that nice non-metallic metal shine. That's going to get you trophies. It's going to get you prizes. It's going to get you stuff at tournaments that you go to. It is. However, me, not a fan. Line highlighting has its day. For me, normally does not have its day. I prefer to go without. However, since I am working on this job, I'm going to be doing something slightly different. You'll probably already notice there's a part on this model here that is not very good with line highlighting. It's quite sloppy. It's thick here, it's thick there, it's thick here. You can actually kind of tell I didn't thin my paints enough, and these other disgusting kind of thick parts. I mean, even back here, you can kind of see where I restarted again. I started here and then ran out of paint, grabbed some more. This is, you can do this better. Just multiple layers of thin paints. Always thin your paints. I already started a little part here. You can also see buildup of paint there. Even here, this part is, it's not too pretty. Even located right here, it's kind of thick. Here, anyway, you get the gist. So this is the star. Some of you have noticed it's turned out much better than I thought. I'm gonna be fixing up these parts with battle damage. Even on this part coming in right here, it's rather thick, kind of clumpy, but we're going to be fixing that with battle damage. I'll be fixing it with battle damage. So you don't like line highlighting, it takes time, it takes effort, you're not a fan of it. It does take effort, it takes a lot of trying, it takes lots of patience, it takes lots of to do over and over again. At times it cannot be fun because you want to get the model on the field, you want to be done with it, you want to go to your next set. I'm right with you. It's church, kettle pot, as they call it. So I'm going to be taking some Troll Dusky Skin Shadow from Reaper Miniatures, and I'm going to be taking care of those dingy parts of the line highlighting, those parts that weren't too clean for me. I have a little piece of pluck foam that I've kind of cut up into a little end, and I'm dabbing some of that paint here, getting most of it off, and then I'm going to be starting to hit the model where I want to get rid of those thick highlights, effectively adding battle damage. Some will call this cheating, and I don't blame them. I really don't. So you can already see some of that thick highlighting is already obscured by some battle damage. Of course, when you are doing some stippling, as they call it, with these pluck foams, you want to dab the pluck foam in your paint and then dab most of it off. You're going to be effectively just like dry brushing. I'm going to be taking care of this area right here. Just kind of a dab in that little area there. Perhaps even on some of these white areas, because white is notoriously great for grabbing dirt as soon as it wants. Very easily. Going over to this edge here. I have a little part down here. I'm going to do a little dab there. And we can already see that some of those thick line highlighting parts that were kind of sloppy before now kind of look a little normal when you start adding some dirt and grime onto it. Kind of covers up your work a little bit. And who isn't a fan of that? We want our models to look good. You'll even notice here on the very top, there's a little rush in with some washes. This is Army Painter Dark Tone, and I'm going to get right in there, do a little go back, and I'm going to hit those areas with some lead belcher and some black, make it look like I've got some bullet wounds in there, bullet holes in there. Going to hit this little area right down here now. And there you can already see we have some effects going on. Even the Omniscience sign symbol's getting in on the fun here. Now we have I'm not a fan of this thing, and I really wanted to clean it up when I was first painting, but I was like, wait a second, I'm going to hold on to that bad area for this tutorial. And something a modeling buddy of mine, Brian, says, it's easier to put paint on than to take off. So you want to be really light. You don't have to go all overboard with this. You can just hit it just a little bit. If you really love that battle damage and you want to make it look like it's earned its trophies, it's been some places, it's seen some stuff, then knock yourself out. Now, at the very top of the star here, this door comes down. It actually opens up, revealing the insides. So I'm going to start hitting the edge, get right in there, kind of clean up that star a little bit, that little part. Even down here we have the foothold that they can step up to. This little area I'll end up doing some sort of airbrushing black to get the vents around there. Going to add a bullet wound here, kind of a score mark where that little line of the star is. But as you can see, I've kind of got some stuff a little bit more touchy, because this is the top of the door. This part of the door is going to be really lying down when it slams down into the ground. In fact, it might even be better to open up the door just a little bit. And hitting the inside of the door. Another part of the line highlight I wasn't a big fan of. Even over here, got a little zealous with my painting. Gonna tap it on here a little bit. And that's it for the gray. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some silver, some lead belcher, kind of show the chip marks there, where we got the past the primer. We're now getting down to the metal. So let's start with this door. Kind of see the effect that I'm building up there. Going back to this part of the model. And there you go. Kind of cleans up some of your line highlighting, add some nice battle damage onto it, and in no time this model is going to be all ready to go and ready for the tabletop. It's been JJ from How to Lose at 40K and Silver Gargoyle Productions. Links to my blog and the website are in below. Please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you very much. Remember, 2x2, hands of blue.